Greetings, Coach Mike here. Listen, I have a short story I want to share with you all. I like to talk about my experiences in different leadership capacities, and I want to share this particular story with you because I think it's extremely relevant. This takes place probably 10, 12, maybe even 13 years ago, so it's a little old, but it's relevant because it still holds fact for today. So at this particular junction of my life, I was in corporate America, and I was a people manager, and I had a team of about 11 to 12 people. I had been their leader for a few years. Things were great. I was leading. They were empowered. They were growing, and they were getting results. We were a well-oiled machine, no problems. Things were going great. As always, when things are going good, you can expect some change to come. As it was, we had some change. We had a reorganization in the particular department that I was in, and I inherited a brand new team. Brand new team, new people, different functions that I wasn't necessarily abreast to, so I didn't have the same cachet that I needed to lead this group because I wasn't really sure what their functions were. So I had a dilemma on how to lead this new team. I went from a team of about 11 to 12 to a team of almost 20 people. My team practically doubled. Half the team was familiar, the other half was totally unfamiliar. So, all right, what do? I called my first team meeting. Now, this was just with my new team, not the collective, just the new team. So I'm sitting there, I had my agenda ready. We're having a conference room, and I set my agenda. We do some introductions and things like that. So here I am starting the meeting, and I open the floor for initial comments, something that I kind of like to do to kind of get a feel for where everybody's at. There was a lady on my team, name was Lori. Lori had been with the company many years. And when she spoke, everyone listened. So she spoke first. And when I tell you the meeting was no longer my meeting, it was now Lori's meeting, that's just an understatement. I realized immediately that I did not have the influence as a leader by my title that I needed to have in order to influence this team and lead this team appropriately. So now what was I going to do? I realized that I was at a deficiency. However, I had gained a title, a position that I was not quite ready and prepared for. I could have just slammed it down, stopped, this is my team, I run the meeting, this is what we're going to do, we're going to march according to what I say. I could have taken that approach, probably wouldn't have worked. And in my experience, it definitely wouldn't have worked. So I decided to go a different route. I shut up and listened. I let Lori run my meeting. And through that, I was able to learn some key things that made my job a little easier. She was able to connect some of the dots. Through her, I learned the different personalities in the team. Through her, I learned the different functions of those people in the team. Through her, I knew who was good at what, who was better at this, who was better at that. And I realized that, okay, I need to close some of these gaps if I'm going to be a successful leader for this team. Why do I share this story with you? Because like many of us, we may have achieved a certain level of comfortability, a certain level of success, a certain level of being a successful and an effective leader. Then something changes. We may get a new role, a new responsibility. We may get a new position. We may apply and may have been promoted to a newer level of leadership, something that we think we're qualified for. We have the skill sets and the attributes, but we may not really know until we actually step into the job. And when you step into the job, you realize on day one, more often than not, that there's a gap that you need to close. So for me, it was about how can I be effective beyond my title. I had the title of team leader. I was over this group of people, but that title was not going to get them to work for me effectively. It was not going to have them follow my lead. It was not going to allow me to pour into them because we had a gap that was becoming very evident. So that's why I created the Beyond the Title Leadership Experience. It's to help individuals like myself who may have gone through a leadership change. You may have gone from one plateau to another. You may now be experiencing a new role, a new responsibility, and you want to be able to lead like you know you should. You want to be able to lead like the responsibility calls for. But you got to do something to move beyond the title. It happens to the best of us. Every time you go from a position to another position, you are effectively starting over because your influence has to gain with every level of leadership that you achieve. It's not a deficiency on your end, it's just a leadership fact. So Leading Beyond the Title, taking place on July 18th, this coming week, be there. We're going to talk about how to go from the title that you've achieved into gaining that influence and leadership to make sure that you are effective in whatever new role or responsibility that you are fortunate enough to obtain. So join me on Saturday, July the 18th, Leading Beyond the Title Leadership Experience. We're going to help you grow to become that effective leader you were paid and hired and selected to be. I'll see you on Saturday, Beyond the Title. Coach Mike here. Continue peace and blessings and stay progressive. More information, see me on my website. Talk to you soon. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday.